Well, thank you for joining us for our November complimentary gathering. This is an opportunity for us to update you on some news or current events for family law matters. And it's also an opportunity to meet our team if you haven't already. I'm Erin Birt. I am the mediator and the attorney and parenting coordinator here at Birt Family Law. And I am joined with me by Tyler. Perhaps you can introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tyler. I am paralegal and office manager at the firm.
Great. Well, today I wanted to talk about some of the new things that are happening in DuPage County. So if your case is in DuPage County, it's a little different than other counties. They are deciding that in-person appearances for status dates are very important, and they are no longer doing status dates via Zoom. So this is a big change for a lot of our clients. This is a big change for scheduling purposes. And it's a return to how we used to handle things pre-pandemic. There are several reasons for why the courthouse has decided to go back to having domestic relations cases. So those are your divorce cases and family law cases. Why they've decided to go back to in person. And the one big thing that I've heard is that they're hopeful that it brings attorneys, guardian ad litems, and anybody else involved in your case together in person so that you're able to talk productively about your case. And it appears that it's the judge's opinions that a lot of the cases could be resolved by bringing people back in person rather than litigating behind screens when we don't have opportunities to meet in the Attorney Resource Center, or we don't have opportunities to meet in the hallways before or after status dates. So that's one big announcement for November that I wanted to share with everybody. If your case is in other counties, know that other counties are still doing, a lot of other counties are still doing status dates via Zoom. A lot of other counties are doing hearings via Zoom. But it's important to touch base with us if you have any questions or concerns about whether an appearance for court is going to be in person or via Zoom. And there are some things that you should consider, right? It's going to change the budget of your case. Going in person, unfortunately, means that we're spending more time in court than we do for our brief Zoom calls with a judge. And it also, I think, provokes thoughts of can we get certain issues resolved faster? And how do we best do that? So just wanted to share that with everybody, that that's a pretty big update, even though some other counties are still allowing Zoom meetings. I think that's it on my end about big announcements that I wanted to share with anybody about some changes in family law, at least at the court level. Perhaps we can talk about some other common issues that are coming across our desks these days. I know, Tyler, you're working a lot on financial affidavits and financial disclosures at this time as we're heading into the end of 2023. Maybe you have some pointers or tips for people that need to be updating their financial affidavits now that we're heading into the end of the year.
Sure. Completing the financial affidavit is a very important step in the process for any case that we handle, in the divorce process. And a financial affidavit, is a quick reminder, is it's a monthly, it's a tool used to provide you, the attorneys, the parties involved, with a look into how much you make and spend each month. It's like a profit and loss and balance sheet, in easier terms. And one of the most important things in completing the financial affidavit is just to make sure that you're filling it out completely, using the most accurate numbers that you can for each category, and providing sufficient support documents for any of your checking account balances, credit card balances, and that allows us to be able to move through this portion of your case faster than if we have to go back and look at each line item and ask questions about each line item. The more our clients do on their own, the faster this process is, and the easier it is for me and for you in the end, to help them move on to the next steps.
Right. And I think it's important for anybody to know that if they work with our office, that we ask our clients to update this on a quarterly basis. And so, most local court rules say that you need to update financial affidavits every 90 days because accounts are revolving, assets might change, income might change, expenses change. And so we honor that by reminding our clients every quarter that you need to update your financial affidavit. Some of our clients might only have to do it one time. If you're in mediation and perhaps we are on we're in the middle of a flat fee package where we're only going to meet for 8 weeks, we'll do the financial affidavit once. So that gives us a framework to deal with where we can identify all of your assets, debts, and liabilities, and income and expenses all in one spot. Now, if you are our legal client, you very well may update this a few times. And so we will remind you on a quarterly basis to update this, to use your prior financial affidavit as a resource to then update your new financial affidavit. So just to let you know, you might have to do it a couple times, but we're here to help. Tyler's always here to guide you through it as well. I'm here to answer any questions. Something else that I wanted to talk about today, perhaps, are some tips. Tips of perhaps what not to do if you're going through the mediation process. And one is to not fill out your financial affidavit, or at least prepare adequately and provide support with gathering checking account statements, savings statements. If your children have a college account, grabbing that information as well. But something else I wanted to highlight is the emotional side of going through mediation. For those who might not know it, mediation is a out-of-court process where you are attempting to compromise on issues that are either before the court or could go before a court. And you're trying to find a way to reach an agreement without having to proceed through hearings and trials. But you're also discussing very important things about your children, about the needs of your children, the best interest of your children. And then we also talk about the financial repercussions of either a divorce or separation. And so a lot of times I'm noticing that a lot of clients might neglect to focus on the emotional side, right? We've got that financial side, we've got the financial affidavit, we've got preparation that we can do before, but we also need to start thinking about the emotional side of mediation. And that can be you're a client of mine that's in mediation, or it could be that you're a legal client of mine and you're going into mediation.